What's up, gods on earth? This is Daimonica and welcome to Bitcoin's Road to 100k and Beyond, episode 3. So, yes, let's just dive into the charts because we have some things to talk about today. And first things first, let's put on a daily BTC versus USD on Coinbase and just let's look at what's going on with the current price. One of the things that I'm going to point out right away is that we are currently in a very critical position, very critical, because you can see that this green trend line right here has held us back in May of 2021 when we found the top, and then we corrected, and then we came over here, also find the resistance and corrected a little bit before we went above it and found it as support for a while. Until then we corrected back down all the way to 32,000, and then we went above it, and currently if we zoom in right here, you're gonna see that we are currently trying to hold it as support. If Bitcoin holds this as support and trends above it for a while, we are going to go to higher levels, because a lot of people are saying that we have to go that correct all the way down to 24k. A lot of people are saying that we have to come back to lower levels like 32 and then 34k, which, like I said before, which I think that's a madness. That's not gonna happen. Bitcoin, in order for Bitcoin to go to 24k, literally Satan would have to come out of the ground and pull his big fat sausage out and say fuck the system. That's the only way that such a demonic thing would happen to Bitcoin to correct all the way to 24k on a bull market. We have to take in consideration that on a bull market, Bitcoin rarely corrects more than 50%, 55%, okay? Because 60% to 70%, those are what we call a bear market correction. And yeah, you can see in a BLX, this is the entire history of Bitcoin, that during bear markets, we can correct 93%. We can correct as well over here 86%. Those are brutal, savage corrections. But in bear market, in bull markets, it's very rare that we correct more than 35 to 50% correction. You can see that's a 24% correction. By the way, guys, this. Let me put on the weekly so it's a little bit more clear. You can come over here and see that this is where we are at the moment, and top to bottom we had a 54% correction previously, and this one was a 51% correction. But only in like black swan events that we have corrections that go in the 60%, 62% range. This is obviously, this was the COVID crash, and a lot of people got liquidated here. A lot of people lost a lot of money. But this is what we call a black swan event. But since we are on a macro bull trend, you can come over here since the bottom. We have went up over 1,000%, actually 1,200%. That's a very decent percentage, man. Especially for those of us who start accumulating Bitcoin around these areas and around these areas over here. This is where I bought the majority of my Bitcoin. So I'm still tremendously up and very, very wealthy because of that. But I doubt that Bitcoin is gonna correct down to 24k. Just a reminder that 24k is somewhere around this area right here. This is like 24k. I mean, for Bitcoin to come over here and basically break our current trend, which if we grab a line from the previous all-time high and we put it right there, you're gonna see that this is the all-time high of 2018 that took us all the way to $20,000. We found support around this area, we found support around that area, and we found support around that area. So it's really unlikely that Bitcoin is going to just break support and go touch 24k. It's just, I don't think that's going to happen. But if you want to wait for that correction, you can wait with the rest of the losers. while we all buy Bitcoin at every level and dollar cost average all the way up to 100K and beyond. So what I think is going to happen is, the worst case scenario really is Bitcoin might come down and retest this yellow line one more time. Come over here back to 34K and then make like another double bottom, and then from that point on we can carry on to higher valuations. But realistically speaking, this is February, and Bitcoin should be able to hold above this green line right here and hold it and be the support, and we absolutely find the bottom. That's what I was saying in the last video, that I believe that was the bottom, and Bitcoin is not going to go lower than 32K in this cycle or any other cycle for the rest of the existence of Bitcoin. That's what I was saying. That's it, pretty much. That's pretty much it. And you can see that if you go at the total, if you look at the crypto total market cap, you can see that Bitcoin and the overall cryptocurrency space is on a massive bull trend. You can see that these two trend lines are taking us to higher and higher levels, just because there's a tremendous amount of demand for this technology. And in fact, this is a revolutionary piece of technology. You can see that if I pull up my blog right here, that Bitcoin is getting adopted. Cryptocurrency in general is getting adopted at a faster rate than the internet. And if you consider the fact that the internet disrupted retail and the information markets, because with the power of the internet, the power of Google, free information was distributed to millions and millions of people, and also it allowed websites to compete with corporations. Look at Amazon, how it destroyed retail. And then obviously, if you take in consideration that social media has basically destroyed the credibility of news organizations. Now they can't really brainwash people like they used to. So what do you think Bitcoin is going to do to the financial institutions? Bitcoin is going to crush the dollar. It's going to crush the British pound, and it's going to step on the euro's neck so hard that that everybody's going to, that's going to be a madness. It's going to be a madness. That's basically what I'm trying to say. And yeah, if you want to read my blogs, go down to daimonic.com, and you're going to see all of this beautiful information right here that I composed, that I write for free, and this is what I do for fun anyway. So let me know what you think. So one of the things I like to point out is that in one of my charts, I think Bitcoin is going to top out at 180K. That's my price prediction for this cycle. And you can see right here that we are currently, I wouldn't say playing it out as perfect as you would expect, but you can see that we had a pump over here and we had a pump over here. We met the top, we've met the top. We corrected, and we corrected over here as well. Now, it's expected that we might have a 3 to 6 months sideways action before, let's say September, October, Bitcoin is going to go whoop all the way up to 180K. Or 190K if we are lucky, or beyond if people really lose faith in the dollar, in the British pound. That's a possibility as well. We can go all the way up to 400K, like a lot of analysts are predicting. I personally like to be conservative, because it's better to expect less than to expect the moon, so you don't get disappointed. Okay, and also when it's time to sell, you don't miss the opportunity to sell. And you are able to take a significant amount of profits, and then buy back at the bottom in the next cycle. So yeah, basically that's my prediction, guys. I think Bitcoin is going to go to 180K in this cycle. I think that's what's going to happen, and I doubt that Bitcoin is going to crack and lose this formation right here. You can see that we are currently printing a green daily candle. If I zoom in right here, we are absolutely printing a green candle, and the bulls are stepping in and they're holding the line. And let me just pull out the RSI really quick, just the relative strength index, and see if we are overbought or oversold at the moment. No, we're not really overbought. We are 53%, you know, that's nothing, you know, like Bitcoin could go so much higher. And real quick, let me pull up the MACD as well. In the MACD, what are we saying? Yeah, in the MACD we're pretty well. Another very bullish indicator. Currently the lines are showing strength. They're showing like they're moving up, which means that we might indeed hold this line, and Bitcoin might come up here and then continue to go up, and maybe come back down and correct it one last time by the beginning of summer. It's a possibility. Obviously, we'll have to see. So, okay, guys, that's the video for today. You know, leave your comments down below, subscribe if you want to, and as always, do what you like.